I think it's important for people around the world to understand what life means to be under apartheid, to live under the Zionist Israeli colonial project, and what it means for us to be going through continuous trauma. When you look at the children in no other land, living in Masafer Yatta, living in caves, having their houses, their schools, their lives demolished, and people being taken into a prison, people being killed because of no other reason other than racism and discrimination from this Zionist state. And when you look into where the olive trees weep, you understand what it means in daily life to be living in such a wonderful piece of earth that has been destroyed by this colonialist settler project. I think it's important to listen to our voices and to listen to Palestinian voices and elevate them, to hear our story, just to understand what it means, because it wakes people up. People don't understand what it means to live in Palestine, and this should be able to wake people up so that they can move into action. We're not victims, and we don't need people to look at us as victims and to be sad for us. What we need is for these films to move people into action, to end this apartheid regime, to end this Zionist colonialist project over the land of Palestine, and to free Palestine from the river to the sea. I think it's important for people to hear the Palestinian narrative, to know what is going on. The Oscars is a platform that allows for people to know. It reaches a different kind of audience. At the same time, these platforms have been silencing Palestinians and their stories. So I think it's also very interesting that they choose the first film to be to get the Oscars is a joint Palestinian and Israeli film, because they need, as if we need to hear the Israeli side and the narrative in order to approve our voices. And maybe the next time the Oscars will also look at Palestinian-made movies from Palestinians themselves, and maybe our voices alone will have validity, and people will start understanding that even the way that they look at us and they want to hear our stories is very racist in the way that they want this romantic story of an Israeli and a Palestinian coming together.
So it's a movie that we worked on it for the last 5 years. It's showing the daily life of the Palestinians under the Israeli occupation and the brutal suffers that we suffer from this occupation. And I want the Americans to know, and very important the Americans, because major of the support that Israel getting financially, weapons also, in terms of weapons, as well diplomat cover and the veto that America still prevent Palestine to be recognized as a state, always using the veto against the Palestinians in the Security Council at the UN, at the United Nations. Americans should know, because they should know what their foreign policy, how much is harming us as a Palestinian people, and how we can't have home and school, water pipes, electricity, and all of this, most of it actually a measure done by their money and by the taxes that they're paying to their governments, and their government choose to support the Israeli apartheid and occupation and continuation. So we hope that the people here got to watch it, because they have part of the responsibility of what's happening to us, and something would change, because if we have any hope that something would change, should come from this place, because the most of the power comes out from this place. The situation continues every day and every night. We know that this award will not change our reality now, but we will continue fight and we will not give up. The settlers are still there, are still expanding their illegal settlements and stealing more and more of our land. The Israeli bulldozers are still there. Every morning can approach to our village and to destroy a home, a school, a water pipe, electricity wires. The situation we are living in is just changing to be worse and worse. And now with the Trump administration, it's given the full green light in the West Bank. Like we know, Joe Biden administration facilitated the genocide in Gaza, and now Trump administration is really giving the Israeli so much the green light to build more illegal settlements and outposts and to destroy more and more Palestinian communities.
I think no other land is a perfect story for Americans and American Jews to understand what's actually happening on the ground. You see how these villages are being ethnically cleansed one by one. You see settler violence. You see state violence. You see families just trying to survive, and how they have to put their own lives at risk to do that. I do hope Americans will take the time to see this very important film that won an Academy Award this year for Best Documentary Film.